I'd like to reconvene the regular board meeting of Petaluma City Schools. Ask that you would all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and ask that Trustee Ellis lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Phoebe. Adoption and approval of agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? Anything to be noted or relocated or up, down, and around? All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes from the last meeting, May 12, 2015. Everybody review those?
Yep.
Any corrections? Notes?
Checking my notes.
Comments?
They're not popping up.
Take your time. Take your time.
No, I'm signed in. Yep. It says okay. I got it.
Says okay? You good? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so like that. Now, one of the more fun parts of the meetings, this is G1. We have Students of the Month for May 2015. So I'll come up here and copy you up in whatever order Sue has set.
There's one makeup from April, and there's one.
Do I need to acknowledge her?
What's on here?
All right, so we have an April makeup.
Usually-
I mean, the name's on here, or do I just call it?
No, but you just don't call it, that's the cost.
Okay, so we got a makeup from Casa Grande High School. Okay, great. So, for Kenilworth Junior High School, I'll call up the student rep. If you would come in and introduce yourself, and then introduce your first student of the month for us.
Hello, my name is Sue Jacob, and our first student of the month is Samantha Diedrichsen.
And she'll say kind things about you, I hope.
Samantha was chosen student of the month by our team of teachers because she is one of Kenilworth's most outstanding student athletes. Samantha's teachers were eager to sing her praises. Ms. Street enthusiastically offered, "Samantha's awesome. She's a hard worker and a team player, both inside and outside the classroom. She's a leader and a positive role model." Mr. Raya added, "Samantha is fantastic. Her work is insightful and shows perspective. She has a great grasp of history." While Samantha is an excellent student, maintaining a 4.0 grade point average, she is also a phenomenal athlete. Outside of school, Samantha plays on softball and soccer teams. During her 2 years at Kenilworth, Samantha was a valuable member of the Colts basketball, volleyball, and track and field teams. One of Samantha's finest athletic moments for the Colts came this spring when she won the high jump competition at the league track finals. After high school, Samantha would like to attend college where she can apply both her academic and athletic excellence. Samantha's mom, Jean, added, "Samantha is incredibly determined and driven. She is also a cheerleader on and off the fields and courts. She is also very sweet, kind, and funny, and we love her to the moon and back." Congratulations, Sam.
Is Samantha's family here? Would you please rise? We can acknowledge the powers behind the throne.
And our second student of the month is Josh. Josh was chosen Student of the Month by his team of teachers because he is truly one of our most outstanding students and citizens. Mr. Ortlandhouse was eager to praise Josh. Josh is a wonderful young adult. He is mature and he has a great sense of humor. Josh always strives for and achieves excellence in his academic pursuits. Not only does Josh excel in his classroom, where he is a 4.0 student, but he is also an excellent athlete and musician. Mr. Klemenach enthusiastically added, "Josh is a fantastic student. He was first chair clarinet in the 7th grade band, and he is first chair once again this year in the symphonic band." Outside of school, Josh can be found playing competitive basketball, baseball, and shining on the pitch for his soccer team. After high school, Josh would like to attend college and then pursue a career as a writer. Josh's mom, Mary, had this to add, "Josh is very humble. He always puts others before himself. In sports, he would rather have a teammate take the glory than take it all for himself. He is just a really nice kid. At Kenilworth, we couldn't agree more. Congratulations, Josh."
name is Tessa Irwin and I'm representing Petaluma Junior High School. Jorge Villalobos has been chosen as the May Student of the Month at Petaluma Junior High School. An outstanding young man who works diligently, Jorge inspires those around him to do the same. Jorge is organized, determined, and has a great attitude. These are some words used by Jorge's teachers to describe the kind of student he is. Jorge is admired by his teachers for his work ethic, and helpfulness in the classroom. Teachers state that he is dependable, attentive, and hardworking. His participation and contributions in class are qualities his teachers perceive and greatly appreciate in Jorge. They note that Jorge is respectful, responsible, and reliable. He is self-motivated, gracious, considerate, and tolerant. All these assets will serve Jorge well in both his personal and academic future endeavors. Maintaining a solid grade point average in 7th and 8th grade, Jorge has been on the honor roll each semester and earned the principal's Silver Renaissance Award. Jorge is excelling in all classes this year, continues to maintain a 3.33 GPA, and enjoys participating in his office assistant class in the counseling office. Jorge has a natural ability to help others and feels compelled to share his time supporting those around him. Jorge has volunteered at PJHS to help show new students around the school and help them adapt to the new environment, new teachers, and expectations. Jorge also assisted other students in his community by working at his former elementary school with younger students. Additionally, Jorge is a vital member of the PJHS wrestling team. Jorge is proud of these accomplishments and constantly pushes himself to achieve his goals. Jorge cares about doing well in all areas of his life. Jorge plans to work hard in high school and go to college. He plans to study law and/or become a business owner when he finishes college. He views people tuning out and not participating in school and life as the most important issue he and his peers face today, and he shares his concern that people are moving away from listening to each other and from face-to-face communication. His parents state how proud they are of Jorge and how happy they are for him to be his parents. We can see that Jorge has a very bright future ahead of him, and we are confident that he will be very successful in his life. Congratulations, Jorge.
Jorge's family here.
Nicole F. Stoffiu has been chosen as the May Student of the Month at Petaluma Junior High School. An exceptional student and a cheerful and genuine young lady, Nicole F. Stoffiu has been chosen as the May Student of the Month at Petaluma Junior High School. Nicole has attended PJHS for her 7th and 8th grade years and has excelled and impressed the staff in all areas. Earning a 4.0 grade point average while taking accelerated classes the past 2 years, Nicole has been on the honor roll each semester and earned the principal's Gold and Silver Renaissance Awards. She is again maintaining this trend this semester and continues to work very hard. Nicole continues to excel in her classes in all subject areas and enjoys participating in her yearbook and academic classes. Nicole's teachers state that she is intelligent, resourceful, helps others, and can always be counted on to be focused and ready. An invaluable member of our team, a bright spot in the yearbook. Nicole is hardworking and is always willing to help out when needed. Teachers love having Nicole in their class, stating she is organized, efficient, and always on point. She is dependable, attentive, and a great kid. Her peers look up to her, and she is well-liked and respected by all. A well-rounded young lady, Nicole keeps herself busy outside of school as well. Nicole is a vital member of her yearbook class and shares that she has greatly enjoyed being a part of the yearbook team this year. This year, Nicole was the student life editor of the PJHS yearbook, a role she has excelled in. When she is not focusing on her studies, Nicole enjoys participating in track, soccer, learning guitar, and pursuing singing lessons. Nicole enjoys spending time with her family and friends and participating in activities with her church, such as singing every Sunday in the church choir. Nicole's hobbies include writing poetry, singing, and playing guitar. And in the future, Nicole hopes to help special needs kids and become an active member of her community. Nicole views the pressure to be perfect and to never make mistakes as one of the most important issues that her and her peers face today. Nicole shares out that through failure and struggle we learn. Nicole's passion, persistent, and grounded attitude should take her far in all areas of her life. Her grandfather Steve shares, yes, Nicole can sing and act and play sports well and gets fine grades, but it is her heart that makes her special. She has been blessed with a kind, quiet, and loving heart. I feel blessed to be able to witness who this fine lady will grow into and feel assured that she will always be a wonderful and loving daughter, sister, and granddaughter, and friends to many. We are very proud of Nicole. Congratulations, Nicole.
Nicole's family. And so now we'll call up the Casa Grande High School representatives. We'll start with April's. We'll start with April's.
Yeah. So our April student of the month was Maxwell Yu. I'm not sure if he's present. Maxwell.
Max man's
Okay.
over too. This time you get to take it to him.
Hi, I'm O'Brien, ASU president of Casa Grande High School.
And I'm Alex Mendoza, Vice President of Casa Grande.
And first I would like to speak on behalf of myself, Alex, our leadership class, and our community at Casa Grande. Thank you guys for what you do. We know that you don't have to open your meetings to the public, and I think that it is through your ability to listen to community members, faculty, and staff that makes our district, Petaluma Unified School District, one of the best in which to be enrolled. So we want to thank you for that. And our first student of the month is William Olson.
Is he here?
Is he here?
I don't think so.
I'm going to start auctioning these off.
William is a musician and a software developer and is passionate about both. He has written a piece for the Casa Symphonic Band and taught music theory this past year. And he's been taking programming classes at the JC for the last year. Both subjects have had a heavy influence on what he wants to do after high school. In the end, he decided to take a gap year to experience any opportunities for programming and fully commit to whatever institution in which he decides to go to.
Okay, and our second student of the month is Bear Zhao. Bear immigrated to the United States when she was 5 years old and lived in Novato until she moved to Petaluma in the second semester of 6th grade. Since kindergarten, she has had difficulties with balancing two first languages, yet that did not stop her from loving to write. She has always had interests for creative writing in both English and Mandarin Chinese, and has finished writing 3 novels. She is presently in the process of finishing her 4th and 5th novels, each one in a different language. Currently, Bear is also the president of Casa Grande's Honor Society and vice president of Bartique Club. She has also been on varsity tennis team since freshman year, and upon graduation, Bear will be attending University of California, San Diego to study physiology and neuroscience. And she plans to graduate from medical school to become a surgical obstetrician or neurologist with a PhD. Congratulations, Bear.
Is Bear's family here? Okay, so last but certainly not least, Petaluma High School's representative.
Hello, I'm Lily Ryan, and next year I'll be our ASB Vice President at Petaluma High School. And our first student of the month is Angel. I'm not sure if he's present though. He's ill. Okay. Angel was named after his grandfather with the same name who most recently passed away. He is the middle child of 5 and feels like he is the glue between the 2 older and younger siblings. He is proud of what he has achieved during his high school career. With his life story, he helps to inspire others in the younger generation. His motto is, "The goal isn't to live forever, but create something that will."
He has learned from his mistakes and the mistakes of his older siblings. Their failures in high school inspired him to be a good academic student and make his parents proud. Many describe him as a passionate, inspirational role model, and when he walks into a room, his presence radiates with positive energy. He firmly believes that he is a genuine person who attempts to be open-minded without any judgments whatsoever.
Thank you. And next?
Our second student of the month is Hadley Deardorff. Hadley was a part of the PHS Chamber Choir for 4 years, being present in leadership roles from secretary to president. She has been co-president of the school's Chi-M, an honor society for dedicated community-oriented music students. She has been in 3 school plays, 2 of which being musicals. She's been present in Troy Performers, the drama club in which she was president this year. She is an active member of the Gay Straight Alliance and has been for 4 years, accepting the role of fundraising captain this past year. She attends Elam Lutheran Church, where she takes all of the opportunities presented for volunteering and community service, including but not limited to leading worship, teaching music, Sunday school, and building houses.
Is Hadley's family there? So just so you know, we'll do the next 2 reports, and then I'll take a brief recess and I'll allow the students to leave. What? Just the one. Okay, I'll say it. Okay. Mary's really looking out for you. So we'll go through G2. You can go through one presentation just so you see how it works. But I do want to comment and commend all of you for being Students of the Month. That's a high honor, and not that many people get to do it, and you've worked hard, so congratulations. And as been pointed out by my predecessors, all the plaques up here show our Students of the Month, and the junior high school students, there's not many that go for Student of the Month in high school after junior high school, except we have one on the board that I mention every time just to embarrass you. But we're proud of you for that. That's a rare accomplishment, you know. So your name will be up there, enshrined forever, and it's a testament to your hard work and to your parents and to your teachers and all the people that help you, but most importantly to you for buckling down and doing it. So again, congratulations to all our Students of the Month. Let's go with to G2 with our presentation with Kim Arndt.
He's hiding in the back.
FTA, what's that?
FFA.
FFA. What did I say?
Nothing, it's you.
FFA Dairy Judging Team.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Since 1928, Petaluma FFA has been participating in the state finals career development events at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Career development events are activities that allow members to test their skills that they've learned in their agriculture education classes. Over the years, our chapter has experienced a lot of successes in this area. This evening, I'm here to share with you the accomplishments of 3 members of Petaluma FFA. I'd like to introduce Clayton Arntz, Connie Jones, and Carly Olefs. This group of 3 represents this year's state champion team in the Dairy Cattle Evaluation Career Development event. Each of the team members placed in the top 5 overall. Clayton tied for 1st, Connie placed 3rd, and Carly placed 5th. And if I could also ask Frank Gamanini, if he's here, and Dominic Grossi to come forward, please. In the last 6 years, Petaluma FFA has had 3 state champion teams. This is due in large part to their coaches, Frank and Dominic, and we'd like to thank them for their time and efforts with our kids. They are both dairymen in the area and graduates of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. The past 2 teams they coached went on to place second in 2009 and win the national championship in 2012. This fall, the current team will compete in Louisville against other teams from the United States. I'm going to start with Connie for a moment and just give a little background. She is a senior from a dairy family here in Sonoma County. She has been accepted to Oklahoma State in the fall, where she'll major in animal science, and Connie plans a career in the dairy industry upon graduation. Carly will be a senior at Petaluma High School next year, and she hopes to attend Oregon State with a major in dairy science and a career in dairy nutrition. And Clayton is a freshman, and he is interested in attending the University of Wisconsin and plans a career in dairy genetics. So if you would all please join me in congratulating the team for their accomplishments and wish them well in Louisville.
How many teams compete at the state level?
There were 105 contestants total, and usually it's teams of 4 that compete. And at the last national contest, I believe there were 43 teams that we were up against. So 44
First
total.
place.
And our strict to first place.
Awesome.
Thank you for getting this on.
You guys make us all proud. Good job.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take now a brief recess, so students, you can go home and do homework and get all that fun stuff out of the way. And come back in 2 minutes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and reconvene. And
I'm going to ask you. All right.
we'll go right into G3. That's going to be a budget presentation by our interim chief business official, Ray Poole, on the May revise and the 2015-2016 preliminary budget. So, Ray?
So, Jane, Lynn, Sherry, and I went to the May Revise in Sacramento last week, and this is the updated budget, 15-16. So the governor's proposing adding 2.1 billion. That was proposed in January, for a total growth of 6.1 billion. The gap closure rate is also increasing from 32.19% to 53.08%, which is huge. The average increase they're saying is 14.13%, which is statewide, 1,088 per ADA, but in Petaluma, my calculations are in a later slide where it shows that we are a lot less. And so it shows that we're making rapid progress towards full implementation. The things he didn't address was the increases in the retirement systems and the repeal of the reserve cap. He left Prop 98 alone, which is great, and can we afford these increases? And they're saying yes, the economy can certainly support the repayment to education funds. So here we're showing the difference between what happened in January and the more recent May revise. So you can see the gap funding percentage increased greatly, and the Prop 98 minimum funding guarantee, the increases in current year and next year. The COLA did go down though from 1.58% to 1.02. And the one-time discretionary monies that's coming in for mandated costs has gone from $180 per ADA to $601 per ADA. This is a graph showing you what the trends has been like. The orange bar was what was originally supposed to be for full implementation. 2021 is 100%. And the green bar is showing in January, and blue is showing what we're at now. So as you can see, we're way beyond the forecast. And the only thing is, though, is that in future years, the increases will be less. So these are the per ADA based grant amounts, and the thing to keep in mind is these are the targets. These aren't where we're at right now. This is 100% implementation, so this is where we're going to be in 2021.
What target?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, just, can you explain, so the $72 under the 1.02% COLA?
Yeah, that's the COLA that we're gonna get for next year. So every time we get a COLA, our base grant is gonna increase by the COLA. So the base grant is never gonna stay the same. Hopefully we'll get COLAs from now until forever.
The one thing that did occur was, as COLA went down, the, basically the target or the base grant went down.
Yeah. And this is showing the base plus the COLA and then the increases in the grade span adjustments. So the 737 is for every K3 ADA we have.
For ADA?
Per ADA. Now, the thing I'd like you to note about this is showing where the supplemental grant and concentration grant are huge dollars when you've got a large unduplicated people count. So the amounts that they're showing is if you have 100% unduplicated people percentages. We are the secondaries at 45% and the elementaries at like 38%. So you would take the 38% times the 7820 times 20%, which is what we get. And the concentration gap, which is anything above 55%, which we're never going to be above 55%, but the difference between 55 and what you are at, so if you're 60, you get an additional 50% plus 5%. So these are big dollars for districts that have a high unduplicated count. And this is where we're at. So at second interim, there are 15, 16 weighted average per ADA. And what I mean by weighted average, so we have, I took all the grade spans and divided it by the total ADA, which gave us a projected revenue, LCFF revenue of 58 million. And with the May revise now, our weighted average has gone to 8,472 per ADA. We've also slightly increased our projection for ADA next year. So we're up to 59,840,000. So these are our ending balance trends updated for the May revise. As you can see, we're still deficit spending by over $3 million in the current year. But we're positive now in all three outlooks. And you can see the difference between revenue in the current year at 70 million and revenue in 17-18 is 75 million. That increase is pretty much getting eaten up by the increase in the retirement.
Right, because those are based on just cost of living adjustments, which is about
Right.
the same pattern as
Right.
the increase to STRS and PERS.
So the increases are huge. It's 1.85% a year for STRS every year.
1.85%.
1.85%. The good news is that the next year was supposed to be 12.6%, I think, and PERS is ending up only going to be 11.874%. So the increase was a lot lower than we thought, but then they're still projecting in 16-17 to go up to 15%. So the difference between 11.874 and 15 is huge. So this is where I show what the components of the ending fund balances are. So we have the 3% required reserve at the top. The non-spendable is like our revolving bank accounts, our revolving cash, and our inventory, our stores inventory at the warehouse. Those are not spendable at all. Our restricted is our restricted ending balances, which is our federal ending balances that are carryovers. And parcel tax would be included in that. Committed is things like retirement incentives. The assigned is grants and donation balances unspent at the end of the year, which is also not available for spending. And that leaves us with the unappropriated and unrestricted. 2.6 in the current year, 3 million next year, and so on. So in the current year, the 2.6 million amounts to 3.6% of our expenses. So this is where the governor's providing an increase of 2.4 billion in discretionary one-time Prop 98 funding. The key word here is one time, and so we're getting $601 per ADA, which amounts to approximately $4 million. They're suggesting that we prioritize the funds for professional development, teacher induction, and instructional materials and technology. And because this is not a mandate, and the funds can be used for any one-time purpose as determined by our board.
Yeah, can you go back one?
Sure.
Thank you.
So as I said before, the contribution costs for both PERS and STIRS are increasing by significant amounts. And are basically eating into our increased revenues from the LCFF calculation. But like I said, the one good news is instead of 12.6%, PERS is only going to 11.847. And STIRS statutorily increases next year to 10.73, which is a 1.85% increase above this year.
And then the following year, another 1.85, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. It's steady with STIRS. With PERS, it's usually this time of year. We just recently, I would say 2-3 weeks ago, got the new rate for PERS. That's not statutory, so.
And are all of our employees under STIRS or PERS?
Most of them are.
So all classified that work 4 hours a day or more, and all certificated employees of the district are under STIRS.
Any questions?
Where does that money come from? Out of what fund do we pay for those STIRS and PERS increases?
It's the fund that the employee gets paid out of.
General fund.
Yeah, the general funds. The only issue is whether they're getting paid out of restricted or unrestricted funds.
But then you run out of restricted, so if they're in a restricted account and it goes over, then it's
And
just
our-
gonna come out of the general fund.
Our biggest restricted employee pool is paid out of the special ed program, which is restricted,
Right.
and the general fund has to contribute to it every year. So yeah, it always comes out of the unrestricted general fund.
Is that on top of or in conjunction with the state's agreement to restore the 2007, 2008 COLA level by 2021? Is that agreement in 14-15?
That's what that LCFF is.
Yeah.
But I mean,
No, the increased retirement costs are not part of this. So they're giving us more money, but our costs are increasing proportionately.
okay.
So our purchasing power will not get back to 07, 08 for the purchases in excess of the retirement by 2021.
So as long as it's raised, keep that
Correct.
set.
Yeah, there's some proposals by school services and the like for the state to take that outside of local control. So our actual purchasing power will be restored to 07, 08. And the STIRS and PERS increases would be funded outside of the local control funding program. That's not in the governor's proposal. I don't believe it's, from what I've seen in the Assembly and the Senate version of the budget, it's not going to be contemplated in this year's discussions going forward.
So he's replacing it with that $601 one-time money.
Right.
So is that a commitment by the state to give us and support the increased cost? It's
Oh, no, I noticed that, that's why I asked that question.
Well,
Yeah.
because in the agreement, it's, the state pays a certain percentage, and the employees, unfortunately, they have to also increase their amount. But the largest portion is paid by the districts, and without additional funding for it.
Do you think some of that increase, the $601, is intended to cover some of these stars and bars increases, or?
Well, I think he's giving it to us to help us, yeah, to cover these costs.
And if you look at his list as to where they're recommending spending
Right.
601,
It's-
retirement's not incorporated here,
No.
so that's, and the other part of it is those costs are ongoing, certain PERS are ongoing and escalating, where the 601 is one time.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions with Rick?
And is there any reporting about that increased ADA funding? I mean, they're recommending professional development and technology, but in theory, you would spend it however the district sees fit.
Well, we still have Common Core implementation that is an ongoing issue, and Jane says there's still a lot of instructional materials that need to be purchased.
We haven't bought an instructional material in, well, we're just buying CPM because our 6th through 12th committee, you guys know all about that. But we have not bought an instructional material in 8 years.
So we have a lot of built up need instructional material.
Huge.
And that comes out of the general fund.
Yes.
Then again, one-time resources towards that will.
We did get Common Core dollars a couple of years ago, but it wasn't sufficient to implement.
And there will be some additional staff development training needs in addition to materials and supplies.
Right, because when we buy materials, we have to also train people in those materials. So there's, that kind of goes hand in hand, those professional development needs alongside the instructional material needs.
All right, any other questions? Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
Okay, move on. Public comments, I got one speaker card here tonight, so if Lee Boyce could come up.
Great.
Oh, maybe she did.
I just have a quick note I wanted to share with you all regarding all of this funding and budgets and all that fun stuff. And that is that we're having a very difficult time attracting teachers to this district. As you know, we just had a huge group retire, and at Petaluma High, that will be 7 teachers retiring. In the science department at the 2 comprehensive high schools, it's 3.5 teachers. We had less than 10 applicants for our position last week. We had 3 accept our call to interview, and none of them accepted the position. So I just want to share with you, it's very difficult to do any kind of marketing and trying to get people to come here when they come over the weekend and they look at the cost of housing, and then they look at a lack of a salary package that we can tell them about, and the fact that we have difficulties going on with the ability to tell them what their salary actually will be, that's not going to get any better. And now we're at the end of the school year and we're into summer. Teachers are getting 4 and 5 offers from districts in our neighboring area, Novato, Santa Rosa, Sonoma. And I'd just like to encourage you all to make that a little better for getting people here, particularly in science.
Thank you.
I just have a
Yeah.
question. Do the applicants speak to that specifically? They say,
They do.
I'm not going to accept that interview because I can't afford to live there based on that?
They don't say it like that. They usually come for, the ones who come for the interview, then the 2 that turned us down said they had offers that were for better salaries. So, hard to compare with that. We have a student teacher who only applied for 3 positions on EdJoin. She was called by 12 school districts. She didn't even apply. So that's how competitive it is right now, particularly in science. And it's only going to get worse. I mean, I'm at the top end of the group that are retiring. And so for the next 4 or 5 years, this is not going to be an easy thing to do.
Thank you. Okay, reports and activities and correspondence of school board members. We have PGA, Petaluma Junior High School spring concert was attended, the Pengrove Open House was attended, we attended adult ed EL graduation, went to a May revised budget workshop, attended Petaluma High School senior recognition night, attended varsity SEL playoffs, and on a sadder note, we had some board members who on Sunday, I believe, had to go over and meet with the superintendent and some policemen to go over the vandalism at Petaluma High School. So there was some severe vandalism, but the police were on it, and the maintenance staff got right on it, and I guess there was, I want to say, a minimum effect when the students came. When back on school today, there was a pretty good job cleaned up, correct, Steve?
Yeah,
I think some trees were maybe permanently damaged, unfortunately, but the rest of the stuff got taken care of.
I was there before 7 o'clock this morning, walked the campus. They did an excellent job of putting it back together. One of the custodians reported that the one thing that was missing, there were 3 chairs in the pond between the wings, and he was going to fish those out before school, and everything else was addressed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the crew jumped in on it and did an excellent job.
So if anybody hears anything, please let Steve know.
Were these some of the trees the community had, the neighborhood had helped?
I don't believe they're the recent planted trees, based on where they were at.
Okay, so moving right along, we'll go to J on the agenda. Approval of consent agenda by consolidated motion.
So moved.
Second.
Everybody have a chance to look at all that? Any questions, any comments? All in favor? Any opposed? That moves us down to K, action items, business services, K11, purchase orders.
So moved.
Everybody have a chance to look at that? Any discussion, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Similarly, K.12, list of expenditures.
So moved.
Everybody look at it?
What's the Marin County Office of Ed? Anybody remember what that would be for?
Oh, I thought you asked agenda, I was going to tell you what it was.
No, but it was on there.
As a
Do we have
payee.
any special ed or something that goes there?
Is it,
What item
Yeah,
number?
that one didn't jump out at me.
Sorry. It just surprised me. It, hang on.
Well, what are the kind of things we pay them for, Steve?
I'm not at the
We don't do a lot with Marin County office, but do we have any staff development opportunities?
There
through
could
them?
have been a staff development opportunity,
That's typically the
but
one.
that's usually what it is.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I just was,
oh, it's for Walker Creek 6th grade.
Okay, yeah.
thank you.
6th grade camp.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions or comments or concerns? All in favor? Okay, next item, K.13, purchase authorization with Mobile Modular Management Corp. Inc. to purchase a modular building for use by North Bay Children's Center as a child care facility in the amount of $227,390 via elementary capital facilities funds.
So moved.
Steve or Ray, you want to?
Yeah, I can address that. So North Bay Children's Center, who operates childcare and preschool, this will actually be a preschool facility on the Valley Vista campus. We have childcare operated by the district on that campus. But it's a community of need. Right now we have childcare at McKinley and Mary Collins School of Cherry Valley. And we will be looking to move the preschool program for our Mary Collins to the Valley Vista facility. And we also have $100,000. The expectation is that we'll receive $100,000 from First Five and the county to support this program. So it's...
So we don't have to use all of the facilities funds?
Correct.
It'll be offset. Is this the standard cost, and are there going to be additional costs on this type of building?
Well, there will be some additional costs in regards to the installation of this facility, and we'll be looking to pick that up.
Okay.
There's requirement for some contribution from the district, North Bay Children's Center, the community. They have private partners actually participating in the North Bay Children's Center part of it as well to get the county funds.
Okay.
So how does this affect the ongoing daycare that's going on about this?
So it will not be.
Merged, or are they two separate deals?
Yeah, this will be preschooler, so this will be, that's an after-school program.
Right.
And so the desire is to actually have more students coming on the campus for preschool, many of whom will continue on into that program and be served by the school at the conclusion of preschool and entering in kindergarten program.
So we've got a magnet childcare, is that what we're doing?
Well, preschool program, and we've been very effective with this program at McKinley Elementary School. And the students, at McDowell Elementary School, and the students then continuing into the K program there with skills that they would not otherwise have coming into K. And if you've been reading or looking at the recent research, you know, the best opportunity to provide early intervention is in preschool to get the students on the right track as they come into K.
And it's a huge focus for the Board of Supervisors now.
Yeah.
They are working very hard on providing universal preschool. And this was a first step, well, second step really, because McDowell, second step for Petaluma.
So you'll be sending us money regularly? Oh, no,
Not
thank you.
your account.
Oh,
Yeah.
Does this roll up to you? Does this roll up to you, or does this roll up under student services?
It would probably roll up to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I just want to share with you one concern that was shared with me was just the logistics of that in the morning with two separate sort of entities at the same facility, and the whole stranger piece, and most of the daycare folks, the preschool and after school day, they know their parents, they know everybody that's coming. They expect the same people in the morning. There's going to be a lot more traffic.
Yeah, these
So-
are well-developed programs.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I just the transition of the logistics for the people at the facility, making sure that everybody's comfortable.
So in regards, the interact or the common times will not be the same at all. The child care program is a before school and after school. This program will start after the traditional school begins and will be through before the child care that's out.
Okay. I'm not sure the site understands that completely, so we just might want to
Okay.
go back to the site.
And they can check with how the program operates at McDowell. So we'll inform Bonnie and the staff.
It's all about change, right?
Yep,
Change
it is
is hard,
change.
change is scary, so it's just.
And we're hoping it will be open for this fall?
Right now, it looks like October is what we're shooting for. It will not be open for September. We are hoping, we're looking for a DSA-approved facility, and that it would be opened in October. We're working with Mobile Modular. They're out to October right now for us placing the order at this time.
Wow. And do families pay to attend them?
There's going to be subsidized and fee-based program both on the campus. So there will be some families that will pay and some families that qualify for subsidized childcare. And if you look at the governor's budget, some of it's funded in the governor's budget in regards to additional preschool slots statewide.
The first five also provides something called VIP, which Petaluma is the pilot of. And that is where they're actually paying for slots for kids to go to preschool. So some of that VIP money will also come
Support.
into play.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on, K.14, agreement authorization with Terra Light Inc. to supply and install Terra Gen 3 WF2 coats at the Building E and Building G restrooms at Valley Vista Elementary School in the amount of $21,833 via deferred maintenance funds.
Second.
Steve, Ray?
Flooring?
Yeah, so we have restroom floors in need of repair, and this is a product that comes highly recommended from our consultants as far as addressing a need. And so we have, restrooms, floors that are hard to clean and slippery. This will address both both of those
So we're
issues.
piloting restaurant floors too?
Well, this is actually a project, or,
I'm just teasing Steve.
yeah, I know. This is a product that's proven
Okay.
successful.
Good.
Anybody have any questions?
No.
Comments, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moving on, K.15, agreement authorization with Southwest Interiors, Inc. to supply and install 6 backstops in the Petaluma High School gym in the amount of $28,570 via deferred maintenance funds.
So moved.
Second.
Steve or Ray?
So this is to replace the side baskets in the gym. They're currently wooden backboards, been there for decades, and this will replace them with glass backboards.
So we never found the mystery remaining 6 backboards that we call everybody to try to locate, that we'll probably use somewhere else? Remember we
Correct.
slid that out? These are new.
These are new to go in, and the issue is that we also had to have structural engineer go in and make sure that these, that the structure will support. These are much heavier than the old wood backboards.
All right.
So this is purchasing and installation, as I understand.
Correct.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
K.16, award bid number 02-15, Casa Grande High School new athletic facility project to AE Nelson Construction in the amount of $2,377,000 via secondary bond funds and the interim chief business official to approve change orders up to 10% and accept work as being complete.
So moved.
Second.
So this is the track and field project as part of the district's bond program. In addition to track and field, there's also dollars in here for a new restroom facility. The restroom facility will come out of deferred maintenance, the track and field will come out of bonds.
Are you moving it, or?
Well, the old facility is in terrible disrepair, and so we're looking to take it out and replace it with a modular restroom facility.
I'll let you
Yep.
But this isn't just track and field, this is doing their,
Football.
this is doing the PE fields too, right?
No, this is doing the football field on that campus. This is synthetic. So this is basically the base work. In addition to this, at the next meeting, we're going to bring back 2 orders. One for the turf itself. This is to go in and do all the site work. At the next meeting, we'll come in with the turf product for the board approval and the track product. Both of them off of CMAS, the California Master Contracts. So it's a statewide bid.
This is
that's
a site work
available.
plus the build out of the bathrooms and everything.
Correct, this is the site work plus the replacement of the restrooms.
Is there anything else on that list, Ray?
No, the bleachers are not part of the project.
Thursday.
Yeah, the current bleachers are staying.
Oh, they're
The
staying.
visitor bleachers are new, the home bleachers are not. That wasn't contemplated as part of the bond program for the $2.5 million.
The only comment I have is I know that we, not that long ago, it was somewhere in my tenure, we increased the change order piece up to 10%. I think it used to be 5, if I remember correctly, way back when. I just, when we're talking about $2.3 million, 10%, that's a whole lot of money.
Correct, and the 10% is,
If we're $237,000 over budget, I think we'd like to hear about that.
okay,
Yeah.
so for change orders that occur,
Yeah.
if you want to change that percentage to provide the chief business official with 5% and amounts in excess of 5% come back.
It's a larger of or lesser of.
So hopefully on this project, we won't have change orders
Right.
reaching 10%, but if we have change orders in excess of 5%, to bring them back, so.
I think, Steve, maybe like over 100,000 should come to the board. I mean, 5% or, yeah,
it's
that's
not-
pretty close to this particular number. Remember, this is going to be moving forward. We're going to deal with this on a case-by-case basis.
We
All
don't
right.
talk about the bond piece.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Okay,
change
I
that to
get
5%, accepted by the CBO, and if they're in excess of 5%, they will come back to the board. So that will
Okay.
take a revised,
So we'll modify that.
Modify my motion.
Okay.
and who second?
I think Troy did.
So you,
So
okay, very good.
Okay, so all in favor of the K.16 proposed with the modification of 5%.
Aye.
Okay. K.17, purchase authorization with one workplace and finding the best interest of the district to piggyback on the Glendale Unified School District Contract P1614/15 for purchase of 21st century learning environment furniture for Petaluma City Schools in the amount of $1,028,601.30 via bond funds.
Move.
Sorry, I'm trying to leave a note. It's not.
I am just curious as to how many classrooms this is.
It's for the rest of the schools besides the ones that we did for Mary
Right,
Collins
right.
and Pembroke.
Okay.
So how many classrooms that be? You guys have a good idea?
There's one question I'm
Yeah,
not
Jane
prepared to
had-
answer.
Sorry.
I'm going to guess, okay, it's 105 in the elementary, and,
The 105 would be then less Mary Collins and Pembroke.
right,
And
and around
I know we were going back and forth on the number.
200, hold on, I can find out.
Okay.
Does that include the alt ad as well?
Yes,
Incorporated.
This is every one of our campuses, just
every one of the
tsunami
campuses.
of furniture right across.
Mhm.
And so this is a major undertaking this
Oh, yeah.
summer, first taking the furniture out. We're crewing up with temporary help. Ray's actually been hiring primarily college students.
Yeah.
Looking for summer work.
And we went over all this about what's going to go down with the furniture and everything, right?
Correct.
Usable versus donated.
Yeah, we did the
versus sale.
presentation on that with the schedule.
Okay.
So we're starting this on Tuesday after school's out, to take the furniture out. We're also going, already the board, how it came up at the last meeting is the board approved the surplus property with our existing furniture. And so we're advertising that at this time to districts in our county and out and in the region. And then we will be taking, and I verified with one workplace, the furniture will be here by the 1st of August to go into the classrooms with the approval of this evening. This falls within our bond funds for furniture,
And within our budget,
within our budget.
okay?
So in the secondary, it would be 124 classrooms, and in the elementary, it's 105 minus 17 minus 16.
Okay.
Minus 30.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay?
And we just got very good news today that the Pengrove and Cherry Valley furniture is poised to be delivered the week of June 8th.
Already, huh? Wow, good. Well, remember, they start in the middle of July, so.
Yeah.
um,
Time.
Had plenty of time.
that's
Is
what
that enough people?
I don't see any stress at all on Ray's face. None at all.
Yeah, Ray's
I only have
freaking
17
yellow.
days to put together all the furniture. I don't know if I can do that, Steve.
I think that we will be, actually, August 1st is probably the latest date it will arrive.
No, that's the last, that's not all the furniture coming in on August 1st. The last of the furniture will be in by August 1st.
But we'll leave the logistics to you guys. We gotta,
Yep.
everybody, okay? Anybody have questions, concerns?
And thank you, Jane, for bringing pilot furniture here for people to come look at. I appreciate that. And being flexible.
Yeah, it's great. We had people come look. They got about 20 people coming through to look at the pilot furniture, and it was great.
Thank you.
Now, from other districts, charge them. So it's hard to find out. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. K.2, educational services. Anybody have any questions?
Commission discussion, any questions?
Yeah.
No, nothing good? Okay. L.1, well, L, discussion information only, so did anybody have any?
I had a question on enrollment for next year. You said that you were budgeting, what?
So that's, wait a minute, Mary, that's
Oh, I'm sorry.
L.12?
Yeah.
Okay, so on L.12,
You had mentioned in your presentation that there was an anticipation of higher ADA next year?
We revised the enrollment to what we believe is a more accurate picture of next year's enrollment. And you know, that's gonna be a changing thing.
Oh, I know, it's
on each
constantly
year.
changing, but.
What led you to do that, or what criteria?
Based
did
on
you have?
students signing up for classes next year at our comprehensive secondary schools is the biggest change. And some early enrollment numbers regarding K, which looks up from this year. That was a area where we came in very low in the current year.
Okay.
Early enrollment is looking very strong on a number of our campuses.
Good.
Okay, good.
Glad to hear that.
Anybody have anything on L.21 or L.22? On the first reading for adult school calendar or for district's new courses?
I just have a question.
Go ahead.
How do you decide to offer a new course? Does a teacher come to their principal and suggest it?
There is a whole procedure for a new course. Teacher goes to the principal, well, they talk with their department first, of course, and then it goes to the principal. Principal puts it on the PAC, which is the Principal's Advisory Council. The PAC approves it, and then it comes to the 7-12 principal group, and they all talk about it and approve it, or, you know, make changes or do whatever it needs, and then it comes to you guys. So there's a whole process that we go through. We're actually a little late. We like to have these done by December usually, because they need to get it into the course catalogs and things that they share with the kids as they sign up. These are actually very good news, because what they are A through G approval for different CTE classes.
Which is something we've been wanting for.
Yes.
And are they necessarily offered at both high schools or just?
Not necessarily. These are being offered at CASA.
And is there any thought to get them to try to offer them at both high schools?
That's one of the reasons we bring them to 712, so that the principals are aware of what is coming and what is being offered. So yes, they can just pick it up.
On the Career Tech Ed though, the offerings between the two campuses are unique. Very different. It's a good, it is not too strong.
How do we get career tech ed though? How do we get,
so there's
the
Career
peace,
Tech
the
Ed.
peace offering, philosophy, ethics, and community engagement?
Yeah.
What's that?
One of the courses is
One of the
peace.
courses, it says
Yeah.
course data, career tech educational being aligned,
I
right?
said that's not CTE.
But then it talks about the philosophy, ethics, and community engagement.
It's a social studies class.
How did that get under CTE?
I'm sorry, that one is not CTE, that one is a
Yeah,
social studies course.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just want to make
it
sure.
was just, they got lumped up
That's a
together.
great breakthrough, we got A through G. CTE.
But it's an A through G.
It's an A through G class, it's not a CTE.
But it's not a CTE class.
Right.
All right, so future business, moving
So
on.
at our next meeting, we're going to have public hearings for the LCAP and the budget. Both required prior to board adoption, the second meeting in June. In addition to that, we're going to have some special meetings for board interviews. Both the first, well, June 2nd, the first Tuesday of the month, will be interviews for Casa Grande High School.
What
And
time?
Hey, June 2nd, you know that's grad week, right? You've got that figured out?
it's Tuesday of grad week, it's Lisa's. the
Oh,
night
so
before.
we have 1 hour?
So the one day you
Time.
thought you had no graduation in the evening or during the day, you
Or
have a
for the rest
special
of the
board
week?
meeting.
Yeah, special board.
So we want to make sure we fill up the last week of school.
Sure, of course.
Everybody else has.
Yeah, of course.
has that.
Do we
So,
have a time, since that's in a couple of days?
Yeah, what time?
I know, 7 days from now, what's the time?
And so the question is, for the interviews, do you want to start at 6 o'clock?
I can make it work. Fair best.
Let's have a conflict with playoffs or something.
Yeah, it's fine.
Now that'll be Casa Grande, and then we're going to come back on the 16th, which is the third Tuesday, with Kenilworth Junior High.
I'm sorry, what was the date?
16.
The 16th.
So every Tuesday night we'll be here.
So every Tuesday night in June. Something to look forward to. Actually, the 30th, there's nothing booked on the 30th yet. So that's not true. There's 5 Tuesdays.
Steve, whatever lingering regret we're gonna have about you leaving.
I know. I'm taking care of it right now. So,
All right.
so
Well,
we'll
you'll
do
send all
that at
that
6
out.
o'clock as well on
Okay,
the 16th.
all right.
All right.
Any other future business?
Those are the
Big one.
big items.
Okay.
Congratulations, exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, graduated.
So, okay, we're gonna go ahead and adjourn back to a closed session for Mary's request, and then Sue, I'll sign papers for you as time allows. So, you guys can wait around, but I don't.